focused. Oh, wait. Oops. I picked up the wrong book. Hey everyone, it's Aradna. So I saw Lindsey Literally's video for this challenge, and I was very intrigued. I didn't think I could actually do it, but then I started going through my books and it looks like I might be able to do it, so we will see how this goes. I have only some of my books on these shelves behind me, so I went through the questions beforehand and took out the books from my actual bookshelves. So it's a bit of a cheat kind of thing, but let's do this. This is the Do You Have That Book challenge. And I'm going to be keeping a tally of whether or not I have that book. Hopefully I answer positively for more than half these questions. The first question is, do you have a book with deckled edges? No. No, I do not. I'm doing so well, you guys. The second question is, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? Yes, I do. I think I have more than one, but the one I'm going with is Cloud Atlas. This is the movie poster cover. I have not read this book. I got it as a blind date with the book sale thing. That was the first time I came across one of those in person, and I immediately knew I had to pick up the book. So this was the book I got. I still haven't read it. I do want to, just to see why people love it so much. So we'll see if I end up reading it or not. But 3 or more people. The next question is, do you have a book based on an existing story? In this case, I am assuming, I'm taking it to mean a retelling. So a fairy tale retelling, I have a lot. I'm going to show you one of my favorites. Entwined by Heather Dixon. This is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. This cover is one of my favorite covers, and this book was actually one of the first books I photographed for a bookstagram. I love it so much. It photographs really well. I want to do a rereading, so if you're interested in buddy reading this book with me, let me know. Next question, do you have a book with the title 10 letters long? Yes, I do. World After by Susan E. This is part of the Penguin and the End of Days trilogy. I have read the first 2 books. I do eventually have to read book number 3. But 10 letters. Next question, do you have a book that starts and ends with the same letter? Yes, I have a couple. I am going with Sorceress by Claudia Gray. This is a series I feel everybody should read if you like witches and magic. It is fun and really well written. Well, I thought so anyways. I mean, there are some really good ones coming out now, but this was one of my favorites over the past few years. Next question, do you have a mass market paperback book? Yes. I used to only buy paperback books for a really long time. So most of my books are mass market paperbacks. One I can show you right now. I'm pretty sure this is a mass market paperback. This is The Princess Bride. I love this movie, I love this book. It was very irreverently funny, and yeah. Next question, do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? When I was figuring this out, I found out that apparently Cassandra Clare is a pen name. I own one of her books, but I'm using that as a response for another question. So the one I'm going with is, I'm going with Agatha Christie. This one was printed under her own name, but they were originally printed under the name Mary West Mackett, which is her pen name. So I do own one. I was surprised too. Next question. Do you have a book with the character's name in the title? Yes, I have a few. I'm going to show you the first one I could think of, When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. I also have From Twinkle with Love, and I have another Indian book that is called The Zoya Factor by Anuja Chauhan, which is also, character name in the book. The next question, do you have a book with 2 maps in it? I'm cheating a little for this, but illuminate. There are a lot of maps in this book, so I'm taking it. Yes, the maps aren't exactly world maps, they are ship maps, but they are maps. I have the whole series of this, and you've got to give this to me, you guys. Come on. The next question is, do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? I have the Chronicles of Narnia series somewhere. I think they were turned into a TV show sometime a few decades ago. I'm not sure. But I also have a Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys book. Now, this book exactly isn't being turned into a TV show, but Nancy Drew is being turned into a TV show, so yes. The next question, do you have a book that was written by someone that was famous for something else originally? If I'm not wrong, Michael Moore was a director or something before. I think this should count. I'm counting this. Next question, do you have a book with a clock on the cover? I did say I was going to bring up a Cassandra Clare book. Clockwork. This one's Clockwork Angel. Clockwork Angel. There's a clock somewhere on here. I don't know where, but there's a clock somewhere. Do I have a poetry book? Yes, I do. Full Curry by Herman Thorpe. I love this. It's the only poetry book I own at the moment, but I would definitely suggest this to a lot of people. It's very faith-inspired poetry, but it is also very strong, and I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate. Do I have a book with an award stamp on it? Apparently I do. Now, this is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. I have not read this, but it does have a honor book sticker on it, so yay. Next question, do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? May I direct you to my Amy Kaufman shelf? I own 6 books written by her. They are not individually written by her, these are all co-written by someone else, but I am counting them because, well, I love her, and I didn't expect really to have any books written by an author with the same initials as me, but I do. So the next question, do you have a book of short stories? This is written by a local Singaporean author, Wayne Wee, Tales from a Tiny Room. My best friend got this for me. She got it, she got it signed for me, and then she got his next book as well for me that is also signed. This was actually really good, very different, so support local authors, you guys. Just a few more questions to go. Do you have a book between 500 and 510 pages? I went through a number trying to find an in-between book, and I found one. I have not read this one. I'm not sure if it is mine or if it is my husband's, but it is on our bookshelves, so it counts. Hidden World by William Horwood. You know, I always thought it was Hornwood. Shows how much I take this off my shelf. But it is 505 pages long, so it's another yes. Do you have a book that was turned into a movie? I do own the entire Aragon series. I have not read the last book. I think I read half of it and then I stopped. I don't remember why. But I do own the series, and I'm either going to give them to my brother who loved them, or I'm going to donate them somewhere, because it's not something I'm into anymore. It was great when it came out, but still, I have this, I have Cloud Atlas, I have the Narnia books, I have the Harry Potter books, so this one's a resounding yes. Next question, do you have a graphic novel? No. I have been meaning to pick up a number of graphic novels there on my TBR, but I have not found them to be at a price range I can afford yet, and I have not had the time to check out the local library here. I might borrow them from the Singapore library when I go to visit my parents next, but we will see. One more question and we're done. The last question is, do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? Yes. Again, let me direct you to my Amy Kaufman books. I have the entirety of the Starbound trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I have the entirety of the Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And I have a book written by Neil Gaiman and someone else, but I'm not sure where it is. It was called Interworld. I have not read the entire series, but I do have that book as well. So that was the Do You Have It on Your Bookshelf challenge. I didn't do that bad. I got 18 out of 20 of these. That's definitely more than I thought I had. So, go me. Did you do this challenge? How did you do? Link me to your videos if you have, or your blog posts, or your Bookstagram posts. I would love to see them. And I will be back soon with, hopefully, something fun and interesting. And hopefully, maybe my daughter. Until next time.